Hello guys, it's another cold day here, wearing a kind of a turtleneck or a skivvy, whatever you want to call it, and a puffy jacket. So I was thinking a bit about dramas and cycles, and I've always said that people can perpetuate cycles, or people think of things as red flags when they're not really. It's just something different from what they know. So if you come from a background of turmoil and all that, and you're used to that, going into a more peaceful time can be uncomfortable for you, and you might think that there are red flags when they're not really. And I think I remember when I was talking about this lady who said, oh, my dad cheated on my mom, and all my serious relationships, they were all cheaters, and I started going with some people, and then there were red flags, so I dropped them straight away, but I ended up with a cheater for years and years. And I'm like, well, maybe some of those red flags early on weren't really red flags. They're just something that's different from what you're used to, the signs and signals from what you're used to, and maybe there actually would have been a much better, more faithful relationship. But it's taking the different route when you go, oh yeah, I've seen this before, blah blah blah, but you don't take it any further. And if you keep doing that and you keep seeing things before and you don't take it any further, I'm like sitting there wondering, okay, so what if I did take this one further and just took them at their face value and just left it at that? I mean, I've had periods of time when I've gone, I've done this before, I don't want to do this again. Take a deep breath and don't drop this. Don't do that. Or I should say, instead of saying don't, I would say, instead of going this way, how about I redirect this way and try to just see it as a new adventure, something different, okay? And it's scary. It is very scary. But this guy talked about, this woman who came from a kind of a bad relationship, was with this nice guy, and for some reason there's just drama all the time. She got everything she wanted, but it wasn't enough. Something was missing, and that missing thing was the comfort of the drama and the turmoil that happened, early on in her life. Now, having standards and saying, I won't settle for this and that, it's all very well, but you got to look at the drama. Do you want this drama? Do you want to keep having this kind of perpetuating cycle? And having said that, not all things are dramatic. That's bad. Some things can be good, um, even though it's filled with drama, because it can push you to go, right, there's something that obviously needs to be talked about and gone through, because I've done it where it's like, oh my god, if I do this it will create a lot of drama, but if I don't, I can't, I'll just keep perpetuating this other drama cycle. So do I take the shorter, more intense drama to go to a better place, or do I just keep pandering to the low level cycle drama and keep it going on forever? The longer it goes on, the harder it can be to, redivert your attention, your energy, your thoughts, your habits into other places. So, and then, like I said, there's also good cycles as well. So, what cycles do you have in your life? I mean, everyone has cycles: long term, short term, medium term. What are the instances that you want to keep, and how do you want to tweak them? There's things you want to keep, you want to break, you want to remove, or you want to lessen. How do you want to tweak it so that you either enhance some of the good and decrease some of the negative aspects, or at least the negative aspects are pretty short-lived and you can recognize them for what they are, and don't make the exception the rule. But then again, it depends on what kind of life you want. If you want a really sort of drama-filled life, by all means, go ahead. But if you want to have like a life that's fairly stable, like has little ups and downs and the occasional big ups and downs, it depends on you as a person and how flexible and how much you can react and how much you can adapt to a lot of the situations and whether you want to keep doing it or not. I mean, a lot of it is choice. Some people say, "Oh, I don't have a choice. I had to do this or that." I said, "Well, okay. So some things that you can't control, but you can try to control a lot of your thinking, actions, and all that. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but practice does make perfect. Okay? Practice recognizing when that happens. When people say, "Hey, no, that's wrong," don't immediately dismiss them, saying, "What the hell do you know?" Don't just cut them off and block them off. It is difficult, and it does take time, and it does take practice, and sometimes I do that as well. Actually, quite a lot of times I do that. I can at times. Anyway, I gotta go because I'm doing this in my break. Um, well, having a break, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a good weekend, but think about that going into the weekend because weekends can be pretty hectic, and you can get really caught up in a lot of things that you don't recognize some things for what they are. So keep that in mind, and I hope you guys have a good weekend and keep warm. Yeah, keep warm. It's like single digits here. Grass is not crunchy yet. Mind you, I say yet because they say it's like, say like 8 or 9 degrees, and I'm sure it's a lot colder. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.